She smiled in every photo, but her eyes told a different story. To the world, they were perfect, admired, successful, unbreakable. But behind those flawless smiles lived silence, control, and a truth no one dared to see. It started small, a harsh word, a cold look, a little control disguised as love. Slowly, the laughter faded. The confidence vanished. The person she used to be disappeared. But what if I told you that one day everything changed? That the woman everyone underestimated would soon become the one everyone admired? Before we begin, hit like if you've ever seen someone who looked fine but was secretly hurting inside. And subscribe if you believe every storm ends with strength. Then came the moment that changed everything. Surrounded by laughter and lights, one cruel sentence shattered her silence. And she finally decided to take her power back. Tell me, if you were in her place, would you have stayed or walked away forever? And comment below. Where in the world are you watching from? Everyone admired James and Brielle. James, the confident entrepreneur with a golden tongue, always knew what to say. Brielle stood by his side, elegant and soft-spoken, the perfect wife. Neighbors called them a power couple. At social events they laughed and held hands, playing their roles with precision. No one questioned the truth. No one saw the tension beneath their smiles. No one imagined the nightmare behind the luxury. At first it was small, harmless criticism, a sharp tone, a cold shoulder. Then it escalated. James dictated what Brielle wore, who she spoke to, even what she could post online. Friends disappeared. Her phone was checked. Her opinions dismissed. Slamming doors replaced conversations. Her world shrank until only his voice remained. Though the bruises were rare, the emotional wounds were constant. Every word, every glare, every silence chipped away at who she used to be. Brielle learned to live without being seen. She smiled on cue, nodded when spoken to, and never raised her voice. Her art supplies collected dust in the closet, her dreams buried under routines of obedience. She told herself it was love, that love meant patience, that it meant sacrifice. But her reflection no longer looked familiar. She became a stranger in her own life, convincing herself that quiet endurance was noble, even as it drained her spirit year after year. Then something shifted. It wasn't loud. It wasn't sudden. But one day, while folding laundry, Brielle realized she hadn't laughed in months, maybe years. She missed herself. The version who once painted for hours, who danced barefoot in the kitchen. She began to imagine a different life. Not a grand escape, just a spark of independence. She smiled quietly, knowing James wouldn't notice the change. But inside, something had started. A rebellion of the soul. Small, silent, unstoppable. While James attended meetings and hosted clients, Brielle began rebuilding. She enrolled in an online design course, using the guest room as her studio. She reconnected with a cousin she'd lost touch with, someone who offered quiet support. Every birthday gift, every grocery bill she trimmed, went into a hidden savings account. She wasn't running. Not yet. She was preparing. With each step, her confidence grew. James remained oblivious, his control slipping by inches. Brielle was still silent, but now she had a plan. The breaking point came at a gala. Surrounded by laughter and champagne, James mocked her in front of his peers. "She's just the pretty face," he chuckled. The room laughed, but Brielle didn't cry. She smiled, excused herself, and walked away, head high, heart steady. That night she began packing. Quietly, calmly. No drama, just purpose. James woke to silence. Her side of the bed was cold. Her closet, empty. On the kitchen counter sat divorce papers, her wedding ring, and a letter. "You broke me for years. Now I'm rebuilding." Attached was a business card from her new design studio. He called, he yelled, he begged. But Brielle was gone. Phone disconnected. Address unknown. For the first time, James faced a world where he wasn't in control, and he didn't know what to do. James couldn't accept it. He called her family, emailed her old friends, even showed up at places she used to go. Nothing. Silence. He went from begging to threatening, but Brielle had vanished from his reach. Slowly the truth caught up with him. Clients left. Rumors spread. His charm didn't work without her grace beside him. For the first time in his life, James was alone, and the silence was deafening. Meanwhile, Brielle bloomed. She opened her design studio, small but hers. Her story spread. Local papers interviewed her. Podcasts invited her to speak. She didn't name James. She didn't need to. Her words carried weight, strength, and hope. Women from all walks of life reached out, finding courage in her journey. She became more than a survivor. She became a guide, a light, and this time she stood in the spotlight, unafraid. Brielle didn't rise to destroy James. She didn't seek revenge. She rose to find the woman he tried to erase. Her victory wasn't loud, it was lasting. Her story now lives in others who once felt voiceless. To anyone stuck in silence, she says, "You're not alone. You're not broken. You're just beginning." And sometimes, freedom starts with a quiet decision to stand.